This is the moment a French medic battles to save the life of a man in one of the Paris terror attacks before realizing the man he is trying to resuscitate is a suicide bomber. David, a French nurse, came across the unconscious man in the chaos of the explosion at a Paris cafe. He tried to resuscitate him using CPR. The 46-year-old had been having dinner with a friend when the explosion occurred.
I took him out of the tangle of chairs, tables, and I put him on the floor. He had nothing special, he was just unconscious. But I noticed that on the side of his body there was an enormous hole, a large hole on his side. But I didn't think at all that he was a suicide bomber. At that moment, I thought he was like any other person who suffered from a gas blast and must have hurt himself on something. But his wound was huge.
It was when David tore open the man's T-shirt that he realized what he initially thought was a gas explosion was something far worse.
On the ground there was blood, and then I noticed bolts on the ground. Then I understood immediately. I told myself it was an explosion that made the wound on his side. He's a suicide bomber, and I knew it was him. And at that precise moment, when I realized what he was, the emergency services arrived. It was when I told the fireman that had recognized me. "This man has lots of wires on him," he screamed. He said, "Everyone get out the way, we evacuate everyone." And then we all went outside.
The 46-year-old had been trying to resuscitate Brahim Abdeslam, one of the perpetrators of the Paris attacks that killed 130 people. David did not see Abdeslam walk into the cafe, but believes he was sitting on the terrace when he detonated the bomb. He says he's lucky to be alive.
I was told that yes, he was the suicide bomber. He did blow himself up. They told me I was very lucky, and they said on TV that his bomb did not explode like it should have done. Otherwise, he would have caused much more damage. It was Sunday afternoon that I realized by putting him on the ground, by performing CPR, I had performed some pretty rough actions. I could have got killed too. I still think about that.